Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today's reaction is going to be on Fiora, the Grand Duelist. Okay, so how the reaction is going to work is we're going to take a look at the biography and story first. We'll move on to her gameplay. We'll take a look at any cinematics she might be in. We'll look at her skins, and then we'll finally end off with the voice lines and special interactions at the very end. So Fiora, I mean, Demacian, and obviously good, a good with a sword and a good duelist. That's pretty much all I really know about her. Her quote says, "I have come to kill you for the sake of honor, and though you possess none, still you die." Ooh, she's gonna be, I feel like she's gonna be pretty cool, like with the way she's speaking in this quote. I feel like she's gonna be like a super smart, like duelist, I guess. Role is fighter, region Demacia. We have Jarvan the Fourth, Garen, and Jax. Okay. So the Jax one I did call out, the Garen and Jarvan the Fourth just makes sense. And then her paragraph here says, the most feared duelist in all Valorant. Fiora is as renowned for her brusque manner and political cunning as she is for the speed of her rapier. Born to the noble Laurent family in Demacia, Fiora claimed the household from her father in the wake of a scandal that nearly destroyed them. Now she is dedicated to restoring the Laurents to their rightful place among the great and good of the kingdom. Now, this scandal that nearly destroyed them, I don't think I know about that. It may have been mentioned before, or maybe I glazed over it, so hopefully we learn about this little scandal. As the youngest daughter of the noble Laurent family, Fiora seemed destined for a life as a political pawn to be married off in Demacia's grand game of alliances. This did not sit well, and from an early age, she deliberately defied every expectation placed upon her. And good for her, to be honest. Her mother had the finest craftsmen of Demacia fashion the most lifelike dolls for her to play with, but Fiora gave them to her maids and took up her eldest brother's rapier, forcing him to give her lessons in secret. Okay, so her eldest brother, do we know who that is? Her father obtained a set of dressmaking mannequins for her personal seamstress to craft wondrous gowns, but Fiora merely used them to practice her lunges and ripostes. Despite her years of quiet resistance, a politically advantageous marriage was eventually arranged with an outlying branch of the Crown Guard family after her 18th birthday. Plans were set for a summer wedding. It would take place in the capital, and King Jarvan III himself was to attend. On that day, as the invited guests began to arrive, Fiora stood up and declared that she would sooner die than allow someone else to decide the course of her life. Her betrothed was publicly shamed by this outburst, and his family demanded satisfaction in the old manner, a duel to the death. Oh. Okay, this is the scandal then, right? Like her refusing to get married. Fiora immediately agreed, but her father Sebastian implored the king to intervene. Jarvan had done much to end such feuding among the nobility, but in this case, his hands were tied. Fiora had already accepted. There was only one option left. Sebastian invoked his right to fight in her place. Oh no. High Marshal Tiana Crownguard likewise named a champion to fight for her kinsman, selecting a veteran warrior from the Dauntless Vanguard. Sebastian's defeat seemed almost certain. The Laurent name would be ruined and Fiora exiled in disgrace. Presented with so stark a choice, he made a decision that could damn his family for years to come. The night before the duel, he attempted to slip his opponent a draught that would dull his senses and slow his reactions, but he was caught in the act and arrested. Oh, is this maybe the scandal then? The law was clear. Sebastian Laurent had broken the most fundamental code of honor. He would be humiliated upon the executioner's scaffold, hanged like a common criminal. On the eve of his death, Fiora visited his cell, but what passed between them remains a secret known only to her. The next day, Fiora approached the king's dais in full view of the crowd. She knelt before him and offered up her blade. With his blessing, she would claim the Laurent name from her father, and justice would be served. The duel was blindingly swift, a dance of blades so exquisite that those present would never forget what they witnessed. Fiora's father was a fine swordsman in his own right, but he was no match for his daughter. They said farewell in every clash of steel, but in the end, Fiora tearfully buried her rapier in her father's heart. What? Yo. What? Dude, that's kind of insane. She had to duel her own father to win back the honor of her family's name by basically being executioner of her own father. But what's nice is like she talked to her father there. She hung out with her father like the night before, right? And she's like, they probably talked it through and had like a deep conversation, and they were just like, yeah, you know what I mean? And hopefully they ended on good terms. It sounded like they did, because it says in between like every clash of steel, they would say like goodbye to each other. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Solemnly, King Jarvan ruled that Sebastian had paid for his crimes in full. Fiora would be his successor. The quarrel between the families was resolved, and that would be an end to it. Even so, such scandals are not easily forgotten. Oh yeah, I imagine that's like talked about still. Fiora took to her new duties at court with her customary clarity and directness, but found that rumors and gossip continued to follow her at every turn. She had usurped her brother's claim to the family name, What could this arrogant child bring to the great city of Demacia but more strife and bloodshed if she would not take a husband? Rather than demand more justice at the edge of her sword, Fiora instead turned to her wider family, cousins and more distant relatives with many renowned swordmasters among them, and silenced her critics by granting noble status to all in her household. Together they were dedicated to the refinement of bladecraft within the kingdom. Dueling was an ancient art, but need not always end in death. And if any care to disagree with that notion, Fiora will be only too happy to test the strength of their conviction and combat herself. Cool. So she became, head of her family. She usurped her brother, which they don't even name him, so he just must be unimportant. And then she gathered all of her distant relatives, made them noble status, and then she's also made bladecraft important in the kingdom, and she's also made dueling a very important art within the kingdom. So she's kind of became head of the family and done some good things as she's taken over. But it's super tragic what she had to do to her father. She had to kill him, and all because she didn't want to get married. I mean, I get it though, right? You shouldn't have this old customary style of where you have to marry for political gain, right? That's pretty nuts. So in Demacia, to be honest. All right, our story is called A Matter of Honor. The man Fiora was going to kill was named Umberto. He had the look of a man very sure of himself. She watched him talking to 4 men, so alike they must surely be his brothers. The 5 of them were cocksure and preening, as though it was beneath their dignity to even present themselves in the Hall of Blades in answer to her challenge. Dawn cast angled spars of light through the lancet windows, and the pale marble shimmered with the reflections of those who had come to see a life ended. They lined the edges of the hall by the score, members of both houses, lackeys, gawkers, and some simply with unhealthy appetites to see bloodshed. "My lady," said Amdar, her second older brother, handing her a mid-length rapier with a blue steel blade upon which light moved like oil. "Are you sure about this?" Okay, so her second older brother, Amdar. "Of course," replied Fiora. "You heard the tales of Umberto and his braggart brothers were spreading in the Commercia." "I did," confirmed Amdar, "but is that worth his death?" Okay, so it's the rumors that they're spreading. That's the reason she wants to do this, okay? "If I let one braggart slide, then others will think themselves free to wag their tongue," said Fiora. Oh, that's badass. Amdar nodded and stepped back. "Then do what you must." Fiora stepped forward, rolling her shoulders and sweeping her blade twice through the air, a sign the duel was about to begin. Umberto turned as one of his brothers nudged him in the ribs, and anger touched Fiora as she saw his frank appraisal of her physique, an appraisal that lingered far too long below her neck. Oh. He drew his own weapon, a long, beautifully curved Demacian cavalry saber with golden quillons and a sapphire inset on the pommel. A poser's weapon, and one entirely unsuited to the requirements of a duel. Umberto stepped up to his duelist mark and repeated the sword movements she had made. He bowed to her and winked. Fiora felt her jaw tighten, but clamped down on her dislike. Motion had no place in a duel. It clouded swordplay and had seen many a great swordsman slain by a lesser opponent. Wow, she's very, I don't know. I like characters that are like this. They're very serious and very smart, and you know what I mean. They're very strategic, and I don't know. They pay attention to detail. I feel right. They circled one another, making the prescribed movements of foot and blade like dance partners at the first notes of a waltz. The movements were to ensure that both participants in the duel were aware of the significance of what they were soon to attempt. The rituals of the duel were important. They, like the measured tread, were designed to allow civilized folk to maintain the illusion of nobility in killing. Fiora knew they were good laws, just laws, but that didn't take away from the fact that she was about to kill the man before her, and because Fiora believed in these laws, she had to make her offer. "Good sir, I am Fiora of House Laurent," she said. "Save it for your grave, marker," snapped Umberto. She ignored his puerile attempt to rile her and said, "It has come to my attention that you did injure the good name of House Laurent in an unjust and a dishonorable manner by the indulgence and spreading of malicious falsehoods in regards to the legitimacy of my lineage. Therefore, it is my right to challenge you to a duel and restore the honor of my house in your blood." "I already know this," said Umberto, playing to the crowd. "I'm here, aren't I?" "You have come to your death," promised Fiora, "unless you choose not to fight by giving me the satisfaction for your offense." "How might I give my lady satisfaction?" asked Umberto. "Given the nature of your offense, submit to having your right ear severed from your head." "What? Are you mad, woman?" "It's that or I kill you." "Okay, dude, take the ear, bro," said Fiora as they were discussing the weather. "You know how this duel will end. There is no loss of face in yielding." "Of course there is," said Umberto, and Fiora saw he still thought he could win. Like everyone else, he underestimated her. Well, has she not like made a name for herself in dueling yet at this point? All here know my skill with a blade, so choose to live and wear your wound as a badge of honor, or choose death and be food for crows by mid-morning. Fiora raised her blade, but choose now. His anger at what he assumed was her arrogance overcame his fear, and he stamped forward, the tip of his sword thrusting for her heart. Fiora had read the attack before it was launched and made a quarter turn to the left, letting the curved blade cut only air. Her own blade swept up, then down in a precise diagonal arc. The crowd gasped at the wet spatter of blood on stone and the shocking suddenness of the duel's ending. Oh yeah, she literally sidestepped the dude, and in like one fell swoop diagonally, she just killed him. Fiora turned as Umberto's sword clattered to the granite flagstones. He fell to his knees, then slumped back onto his haunches, hands clutched to his open throat from which blood pumped enthusiastically. She bowed to Umberto, but his eyes were already glassy and unseeing with impending death. Fiora took no pleasure in such a slaying, but the fool had left her little choice. Umberto's brothers came forward to collect the corpse, and she felt their shock at their brother's defeat. How many is that? Asked Amdar, coming forward to collect her sword. 15, 20, 30, said Fiora, or maybe more. They all look the same to me now. Wow, dude, she's such a badass. There will be more, promised her brother. So be it, answered Fiora, but every death restores our family honor. Every death brings redemption closer. Redemption for whom? Asked Amdar, but Fiora did not answer. Wow, I actually like the end of that there, because it almost seems like Amdar's questioning if it really is for the house anymore, or if it's for her specifically. Like, what is she getting? Like, he's trying to make it seem like she's getting more out of it than the house really is, right? So it almost might be like a little bit selfish what she's doing. Okay, this was a cool read, because first off, we got to learn a little bit about her demeanor as a person, and kind of like how she feels about other people telling rumors and stuff around Demacia about her family and her house. And yeah, this is like 30 now at this point that she's just dueled. And, you know, if you're going to talk trash about her house, you're going to duel her and she's going to kill you. She seems like a pretty badass character, and I'm glad we decided to learn more about her.
So as the majority of you probably know, Fiora is an older champion, so her gameplay spotlight's also pretty old. It's 11 years old. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at her ability page instead of taking a look at the spotlight. So role is fighter, difficulty is low. I could see that. Okay. Passive ability. We have Duelist Dance. Fiora has revealed a vital on this champion. If she hits the vital, she restores health and gains move speed. So wait a minute. Oh, she has to hit the champion at like a certain angle. Is that always on a champion? I wonder if that like just will only go on one, or how that works exactly. Okay. All right. Next up, we have Lunge. Fiora lunges in a direction and stabs a nearby enemy, dealing physical damage and applying on-hit effects. Okay. Pretty just basic ability. You lunge in and you also attack. So very good. I could see that being, it looks like she gets pretty far too. So I could see that's a good way of a movement speed as well there. Riposte, we have Fiora parries all incoming damage and disables for a short time, then stabs in a direction. This stab slows the first enemy champion hit or stuns them if Fiora blocked an immobilizing effect with this ability. Oh, wow. So I could see that ability being pretty freaking good, dude. If you, I actually need to know what everything it can like block or parry. It says it parries all incoming damage, but I'm wondering, like, obviously you can put yourself in a pretty vulnerable state if you don't use it at the right time, but can you truly like parry all incoming damage? Probably not like area of effect things, right? That wouldn't make sense. But like regular attacks or like ability attacks that target her, that would make sense. And the fact that the stab slows the first champion hit or stuns them if it's blocking an immobilizing effect is also very cool. Okay, and her E is blade work. Fiora has increased attack speed for the next two attacks. The first attack slows the target, and the second attack will critically strike. Okay, let's take a look at it. Okay, so there's the one that slows it. We're seeing Jax just kind of move kind of slower, and then the second one just critically strikes. Okay. Pretty simple. I'm sure there's like some sort of combo here with these three abilities, the lunge, the riposte, and all that. And then we have her ability is Grand Challenge. Ooh, Fiora reveals all 4 vitals on an enemy champion and gains move speed while near them. If Fiora hits all 4 vitals, or if the target dies after she has hit at least one, Fiora and her allies in the area are healed over the next few seconds. Okay, so basically, you know, it reveals the vitals, and you basically want to target that champion that it reveals on. And basically, if they die, it'll heal the rest of your team. If you're like in a team fight, that could be pretty crucial, I imagine. And, you know, just having like those heals in the middle of a team fight. And then also just, you know, having the vitals on champion revealed. And if she hits them all, that's pretty good. I could see how she's like kind of low difficulty. Obviously, you know, even with low difficulty champions, there's a lot of like skill involved. with that kind of stuff. It's not just going to be like a super easy champion that anybody can be good with, in my opinion. You know, there's still going to be practice and everything with every champion. So very cool, though. I think her abilities make sense for her champion. All right, guys, we have a Tales of Runeterra called Demacia Before Glory. I know I've watched this, and I think it might have been again when we were doing our cinematic reactions, you know, just through all of them. But let's give this a watch again now that we know a little bit more about Fiora and just, you know, more about League of Legends in general, right? So I think this has Garen and Fiora in it, right? Just like practicing or something. I think the first time I watched this, I thought these two kids were going to be like champions or something in the future, but I think they're just straight up kids watching like
You're gonna get us in trouble.
the soldiers practice and stuff.
I'm Garen Crown Guard, Might of Demacia. It's over for this.
And she's Fiora.
You're spinning the wrong way. Listen, beast. You don't stand a chance against Fiora Leroux.
That's cool that they have like fans. A dragon? Oh, Garen on top of a dragon? Did he miss? He did.
How does she do those moves? So close.
Dude,
to
she's so
glory.
good. And then... Oh, there's Garen.
Decent footwork. Need to watch your guard, though.
Thought he was bulkier, to be
Get ready
honest.
To join the Vanguard?
Well, they certainly know the flashy stuff. But seeking glory only goes so far.
Ah, seeking glory only goes so
Will
far.
glory be there for every failure? Will glory lift you through all your trials?
Her voice is
True
interesting.
Demacian seeks excellence.
Excellence.
So when you face death's terrible jaws, you will not falter.
Cool. Good speech, Fiora. Oh, they're starstruck.
Fiora.
You want me to sugarcoat it?
The accent is thick.
You keep at it.
And Garen sounds like Garen. Yeah, they're starstruck. They're like, what the? Wait, is there actually a dragon coming? Okay, cool. Yeah, that's just like a fun little cinematic showing, you know, kind of like how big their names are in Demacia. And, you know, kids have heard of them. And, you know, the tales of their glory and things like that. And Demacia, people look up to, or like some kids look up to it, right? So that's pretty cool. All right, I can already tell Fiora's going to be like a shorter reaction here because she apparently didn't get like proper champion theme, and she probably didn't get a proper like she hasn't gotten proper things for her because she is a little bit of an older champion. She got reworked and things like that. But let's go ahead and find out. It looks like she has a lot of skins here, at least. That's pretty cool. All right, let me look at the 3D model for the original skin here. I kind of just want to see it. Yeah, dude, I think her original model is very well done in my opinion, but let's go ahead and look at the rest of her skins. All right, I'll try to pick my 3 favorite skins. If you guys want to let me know your favorite skin for Fiora in the comments, please do. We have Royal Guard. Ooh, I actually like the design on this. It looks really good. I'm gonna have to take a look at the 3D though. Ooh, yeah, I do like this one. It's kind of giving off like 3 Musketeers, right? For sure. And it makes sense for her champion, in my opinion, just to have this, right? And why does this... Okay, the sword is massive. Is it supposed to be that big, by the way? What the heck? Okay, so here we have the Night Raven 3D model. Also very good. Ooh, dude, I feel like I'm going to have a hard time actually picking the top 3 on this one because so far I have no complaints about any of the skins. Head Mistress Fiora. I already have a feeling. Okay, wait a minute. A ruler? There are definitely some people that love this skin, aren't there? I guarantee there's a lot of people that like this skin. I feel like this is kind of a, I don't know what I want to say about that skin other than I know people like that skin. I'm going to keep going. I don't know if it's going to be the best one. Let's keep going. Okay, we have a oh, dude. Okay, wait a minute. Why does Fiora look like, what's his name from Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance? What? This skin is insane. Oh, I actually like the black and gold. That looks, I think, better than... I think that looks better than the one with the white hair. personally, I think they're both really good. Holy crap, the project skin is absolutely fire for Fiora. It looks so good. Okay, this by far is like way better than the other four. I know we got a lot more going, but wow, that one's really good. Pool party Fiora, okay. Everybody, you know, I feel like everybody should have a pool party skin. I don't care who they are. Everybody needs a pool party skin. Rammus, pool party skin, okay. The Void people, pool party skin. Give it to me. Okay, you know what's really funny about this one is the fact that she has a pool noodle as her weapon. I think that's honestly kind of clever and kind of funny. And look, there's different designs on them too. What? Okay, I think for the fact that this is a pool noodle as her weapon, that's why this is a contender for my favorite 3. The rest of it, I mean, she's just wearing normal civilian clothes. Let's be honest, right? So I think it's good because of the pool noodle. Let's keep going. We have Soaring Sword. Ooh, I have to look at this one in 3D. The artwork. Oh yeah, this is giving me like Avatar Last Bender, maybe like some Mulan a little bit. It's giving me like, yeah, it's giving me like Lunar a little bit as well, right? So this skin I really enjoy. I wish it had more colors though. All right, next up we have Heart Piercer. Ooh, there must have been a few like heart themed skins, maybe like Valentine's themed skins. It says, yeah, Fiora fancies herself the ultimate rival in all things romantic, a duelist unsurpassed in swordsmanship and love. Okay, let's take a look. I actually like her pink hair in this one. It's almost like cupcake hair. I don't know. It's giving me like cupcake style here a little bit with the colors maybe and the vibrant stuff. I like this one too. I will say Fiora so far has very consistent skins. Like I don't think I've seen a bad skin personally for Fiora. Okay, let's just keep going. I don't know if I'm going to keep any of these in the top 3. Wow, we have IG. I do like the IG skins. Whoa. The armor and like the shoulder pad here looks really, like the flare of it looks really good. I don't know which one I like better. I like the red sword with the gold here, but I think I like the blonde hair on the first one better. This one's really tough, guys. I like that skin as well. Let's keep going. Pulsefire. Oh, we've had a few Pulsefire. The Pulsefire skins are pretty good too. They're a little similar to Project in a way. Oh, whoa. I like the one with the mask here. Okay. Ooh. Dude. Okay, there's something weird. I don't know if I like the way they have her hairstyle in this one personally, but other than that, like the armor and the sword look really, 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 really good. Let's keep going. Okay, here is a lunar one. Oh, hold on. I feel like I've seen this skin or something. There's something like this. I recognize like the horns or whatever on top of her head here. Okay, yeah, the lunar one is going more cyberpunk, I feel like, than usual lunar skins. Maybe this is like a different lunar set that came out. I like this one. This one I think might go in top 3, but we'll have to wait and see because these are all freaking fantastic so far. All right, next we have the Prestige version. Okay, let's look at it in 3D. I skipped a Prestige skin one time and people got kind of angry. The shades are the funniest part, I think. The shades are so funny. Yeah, I mean, the white and the red look really good. The sword is insane looking. I think the sword is still massive. Yeah, I mean, this whole outfit is freaking... And then the hair is great. The hair color is really good. Shoot, guys. We'll have to figure out Lunar Beast later. I don't know. I might keep it in the top 3. Okay, we have... Oh, shoot. Come on. Now they got Bewitching. I mean, Halloween's probably my favorite holiday of the year, to be honest with you. So the fact that there's a Bewitching skin... I don't know. I was a little bit disappointed with some of the Bewitching skins we've seen. So let's give this one a look. I actually don't think I'm a big fan of this one either. There's something about the... Well, the sword looks kind of good. Let's look at this one in 3D. I want to get a different viewpoint on it. Like, you know, it's good and all. The sword is cool. But I'm not a big fan of like the Bewitching style that they've kind of gone with. I think it could be a little bit better personally. I think it's good. I think it's good. Again, I don't think Fiora has any bad skins, but this Bewitching skin's a little disappointing for me. Okay, now we have Fairy Court. Man, she's getting all like the big, what's it called? Sets of skins. The Pulsefire, the Project, the Fairy Courts, you know what I mean? I don't see a Star Guardian, but there might be a Star Guardian coming up. Okay, so Fairy Court, we've seen a few champions have the Fairy Court skin. Yeah, okay, I see the fairy like design and everything on the armor and everything for her. The sword is a little just okay personally. I think it looks good, but... Her hair looks really nice in this as well. Okay, Fairy Court's good, but I don't think it's my style. Let's keep going. And last one, nope. Okay, she does not have a Star Guardian, which is interesting. I would kind of assume she would, but we have Dragon Mancer for her. And the artwork looks good, but let's take a look at in-game. The hair is awesome. She's got like an eye. Is that an eye? It's not an eye patch, but it's just something covering her left eye. Okay. Okay, it's good. It's good. I like the armor on it. But guys, I think some of the previous skins I saw are actually better in my personal opinion. Okay, I already have it. My 3 favorite skins are going to be Project, 1000%. This skin looks insanely cool. Then we have, it was the, not Pulsefire, Lunar Beast, and Pool Party. Those are my 3 favorite. And Pool Party is literally solely because of the freaking pool noodle. I don't know. I just think it's hilarious and super funny. So that's why we are keeping that in the top 3. And those are my 3 favorite skins. So I want to know from you guys, though, what your favorite skins are. All right, we have a little tiny section for the trivia here. Let's take a look. Fiora is voiced by Karen Strassman, who also voices Cassiopeia, Shyvana, and Zyra. Oh, wow. You would think Riot would maybe get different people for every champion, but I get it. And also, you know, voice actors are very good at doing multiple voices, right? So this makes sense. Okay. And then Karen Strassman also voices her in Legends of Runeterra. Okay. Fiora's fighting style references fencing, while she herself might have been inspired by Julie. I'm not even going to try to butcher that last name, but okay. Yeah. I mean, fencing theme, obvious, right? Her taunt references the salute from Duel Tradition. In her joke, Fiora draws Teemo's face in the air. Oh, that's fun. Her dance references Fred Astaire's to the tune of Puttin' on the Ritz in Blue Skies. Okay, and then a side-by-side comparison can be seen here. Fiora derives from Sabine theonym Fiora, or Flora, from Proto-Italic, plus feminine. I don't know what they're trying to say right now. Her name might be referencing Fior de Liberi and or Fioretto. Okay, there's a lot of Italian stuff going on in that one. Her house's name is a reference to Nicolo Laurent, former CEO of Riot Games. Oh, okay. Alex Scribbles Yee chose his surname without even telling him, and because he was the only French person he knows. That's pretty funny. Having become CEO years after, Laurent also discovered this Easter egg during the production of Legends of Runeterra. That's so funny. The CEO didn't even know, and he's like, wait a minute. You're telling me my house name is in Legends of Runeterra and League of Legends? That's crazy. All right, Riposte and Fiora's Riposte. Okay, those are the Legends of Runeterra cards, are named after the eponymous fencing move, but its effect is more akin to a parry alongside a... Yeah, I was going to say it's basically just a parry, but yes, that is a fencing term. Got it. Okay, yeah, that's pretty normal trivia. Let's go ahead and move on to the rest of our Fandom Wiki. Wow, guys, I need to get some love for Fiora. I know she's an older champion, guys, but wow, yeah, like the Fandom Wiki, not filled in at all. Background, TBA, appearance, TBA, personality, TBA, ability, like, yeah. All right, guys, so, I mean, this is going to be a smaller reaction, and that's totally fine. That just means, you know, a faster video to watch and everything like that, and that's totally cool for me, too, because it means less editing. Yay. Anyways, I'm still excited to read what we do have. So we have Jax. Jax might be the worthy opponent Fiora longs for. He may also be interested in having her join his rebuilt Kohari. Okay, so yeah, when we reacted to Jax a while back, we know that she is coming towards Jax in the story, I believe it is, for him, and they're about ready to duel. I would love to see a cinematic of them dueling. That would be such an awesome cinematic to have. We need to like create a petition or something for that, because I think that would be really awesome. Or he needs to be like, these two should show up in one of the yearly cinematics or something. I think that'd be awesome. All right, Crown Guard House. Fiora was set to marry a member of the Crown Guard House, but rejected it, leading to her father, Sebastian, having to participate in a death duel. Tiana, Garen and Lux's aunt, selected a veteran warrior from the Dauntless Vanguard to fight for her kinsman so that his defeat would be certain. As a result, she may have some resentment toward their family. Well, it seems like she's fine with Garen. Let's see. Garen and Fiora know each other as she helps train the Dauntless Vanguard, though they never trained together, as the outcome would be obvious. They fought together against the dragon that attacked Mount. Okay, so that's literally where we saw that cinematic. So they did fight together. I feel like they don't hate each other, but you know, with Garen's last name or house name and her house name, I don't know, they probably butt heads a little bit, but yeah. Okay, so we read the biography here, we read this story, and then we did watch this video already, and then we just have this little tiny trivia. It says Fiora has turned down every suitor since she does not want to become a political pawn. I wonder if they'll give Fiora a love interest at some point, maybe not. And then it says, based on her appearance, Fiora is between her late 20s to early 30s. That's literally just based on her appearance. Guys, Fiora needs some more love. And Riot, if you're watching, I'm talking to you, okay? That's going to do it for Fiora's Fandom Wiki, guys. Let's go ahead and move on to the special interactions, which I believe we only have in Legends of Runeterra. So, again, a shorter reaction, but that's okay. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and listen to Fiora's voice lines or special interactions in Legends of Runeterra. That seems to be all we have. I think I may have found an extra video that might have like a little bit of her voice lines in League of Legends, but generally there is not a video for that. So let's go ahead and get all we can out of her voice lines in Legends of Runeterra.
Why have we never sparred, Fiora?
The outcome was obvious.
That was mentioned in the fandom.
Strength.
What is strength without style?
Ah, I like that.
The Laurent name is a heavy burden.
Let's move over
Try
here.
being a crown guard.
Okay.
The finest blades for my lady.
I need only one to win.
Laurent Blade Keeper, okay.
If only Fiora could see me now.
She can. She's not impressed.
I bet she's very hard to impress, right?
For the glory and beauty of House Laurent.
Good grief. A duelist is poised, composed, precise.
Do I appeal any less?
Useless
Oh, Anivia.
bird. Queen
Oh, that's a random voice line.
bleed just like peasants.
Wow, I love that voice line, actually.
The stories
Brom.
were better.
The stories were
Sit-
better.
In
Whoa.
the army next time, General. He had fans.
Wow. Okay, she has a lot of insults, and I love that we're getting interactions with people I wouldn't expect, like right now with Elise and then the Anivia one. And Ash.
Squish goes the spider.
With that accent, it sounds so good.
Arrogant to the end.
That's Ezreal.
Truly, a tragedy.
Ooh, speaking about herself.
So much for your justice.
Hmm.
Poor little pony.
Okay, she's just trash talking everybody.
Nothing but cheap toys and tricks.
Wow.
Finally, peace and quiet.
Oh, that's after killing Jinx.
Put vengeance to rest. Meditate on that.
That reminds me with Callista, I really need to read the Ruination book.
A brief dance.
A Brief Dance
What
with
a-
Katarina.
Pity. Hot flash, no substance. Balance that.
Okay, that's a honestly, I know that's just like a basic like comeback at Shen, but it's kind of good. All right, Timo.
No more mushrooms.
Okay, yeah. Timo, listen, I think the only thing I know about Timo, doesn't he put mushrooms around the map? I think that's all I know. We're going to do a Timo reaction soon.
An end to your cruelty.
Okay.
The bigger they are, what
I
a
liked
bloody mess.
ever since this year's cinematic, the 2023 cinematic or whatever, 2024. Anyways, yeah, the one with Kindred. Tryndamere is awesome to me.
What a bloody mess.
Okay. She
A
just has like
monster,
funny
but still not enough.
puns, I feel like.
Back to your shadows.
Okay.
The world can be a dark place.
All right, those were all really good. Let's see. I know there's some more in this video. All right, with Garen.
How do you wield such a clumsy weapon?
With justice and honor.
God, Garen's the one making me laugh now. Yeah, so Fiora makes a good point, right? I mean, she's all about like finesse and like style and being like straight to the point and strategic versus Garen's big old weapon, right? All right, with
A
Lux.
duelist is poised, composed, precise.
Okay, same voice line.
Bright and sharply focused.
All right,
I
Lucian.
burst my enemies in a flurry of steel.
I just shoot mine.
That's a good response though, to be honest.
As I expected. They
Victory
were
for
no
Fiora?
match.
Okay.
Another victory for
Yeah,
House
she probably
Laurent.
never loses.
Put to rest.
The thing about always winning, though, is when you do eventually lose, it's like devastating. All right, guys, this is most definitely going to be our shortest reaction. You know, I went into Fiora kind of blind, and that, I mean, I like to do that, right? Like, I don't want to go in knowing a whole lot about the champion. I do like a tiny bit of research just to see what we might have content-wise, but I kind of just, glanced a little bit at Fiora, and I was like, okay, we got some stuff. So I know Fiora is an old champion. She's been in the game for 11 years, right? So there's got to be lots of fans of her. And I think her lore obviously needs to be, you know, I don't know. They need to do something with Fiora because her story right now for an 11-year-old champion, I feel like is just at its core level, right? They haven't done anything with her, which is kind of surprising to me. They have a lot of skins for the champion, which means to me that enough people are playing her, enough people are buying skins for the champion. Why not do more with the lore, right? And I wonder if, I mean, Garen I know has a lot more than Fiora because he just happens to show up in a lot of other people's lore. You know, we also have Lux with Garen. We read a little bit of the Katarina comic and he shows up in that. So there's like a lot of like things that Garen shows up in, but Fiora not so much, right? And I think Riot really needs to get in there and add a lot more to a character that's been in your game for 11 years at this point, right? Okay, so what I have to say though about Fiora is these types of champions that definitely seem like they use their smarts or they strategize or they think strategically. Those are kind of like my favorite ones. So like she a little bit obviously reminds me of Camille, kind of, not really, right? But like in the sense of maybe the way that they think or the way that they, or maybe just because of Camille's legs and then her sword or something. I don't know. They just kind of remind me of each other. And Camille is one of my favorite reactions that I've ever done so far. And I think that Fiora has potential if they added a lot more to her lore to be like a really, really cool champion. But I mean, she is cool. I mean, the coolest thing about Fiora is obviously that she's probably the best duelist in all of Demacia. She has a duel coming up with Jax that I think needs to be fleshed out. I think that'd be really cool. Maybe they need to flesh out Jax a little bit more. I know they did just like a kind of rework with him recently, but I don't think they added any lore or anything. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much the coolest thing going for her is she is probably one of the best duelists in all of Runeterra as well. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know about that. Like who else in a 1v1 like regular duel? I don't know, like I guess lore wise, you know, a lot of the magic users might be able to just beat Fiora, but you know, like in a 1v1 duel with a sword or whatever kind of weapon, who would win? I feel like Fiora is probably one of the best, right? But again, doesn't that just seem kind of like a basic understanding of the champion, and that's kind of all they've done for her lore? Oh yeah, she's the best duelist in all of Demacia, and that's it. I think it's really cool that they gave us her background with the House Laurent and like the trauma and the death of her dad. That's pretty insane origin story in my opinion. I did not expect it when we went into her biography. I thought that was pretty insane. As far as where Fiora could possibly go in the future, I see, you know, I think there's not much else to, like, they need to flesh her out more for me to even have a prediction or theory of where she could go. Personally, right now, she is just in Demacia, right? Just kind of like making a name for her house and like making it the better house or the best house it can possibly be, basically, which is cool. That's a political move. You know, we have Jarvan IV as the king of Demacia right now. I don't know how the political landscape works in terms of like who's going to become king next. I guess I just really want them to go in and like, it doesn't seem like Fiora needs a rework. She was reworked as far as I read, she was reworked maybe like 5+ years ago in terms of like gameplay and stuff like that. So they don't need to touch anything with that. But all right, guys. And if you agree with me that Riot needs to add more lore for Fiora, please leave a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel. I have a bunch of other League of Legends reactions you can check out. That's going to do it for Fiora, guys. I wish there was a lot more that we could react to, but honestly, there really isn't. She's in Wild Rift, I saw, but there isn't even like a really trailer made for it. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.